Imagine a political system where success is penalized and progress is overlooked. As India gears up for its first delimitation exercise in over 50 years, southern states fear losing their voice in parliament, despite controlling population growth and driving the nation's economy. Will this redrawing of electoral maps unite India or deepen its divides? Dive into the high-stakes debate that could reshape the future of Indian democracy. The delimitation debate in India, a deep dive into representation, fairness, and the future of democracy. India is on the brink of a significant political transformation as it prepares for a new delimitation exercise, likely to take place in 2026. This process, which involves redrawing the electoral map to determine the number of Lok Sabha seats each state gets, is causing widespread concern and debate, particularly in the southern states. The delimitation exercise, based on population data from the upcoming census, could reshape the balance of power in India's parliament, with the number of Lok Sabha seats potentially increasing from 543 to 846. This video explores the complexities, anxieties, and potential solutions surrounding this critical issue, incorporating the voices of key political leaders who have weighed in on the matter. What is delimitation and why does it matter? Delimitation is the process of redrawing electoral constituencies to reflect changes in population. In India, the number of Lok Sabha seats allocated to each state is based on its population. The last delimitation exercise was conducted in 1971, and since then, India's population has grown unevenly across states. Southern states like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Kerala have managed to control population growth more effectively than their northern counterparts. As a result, they fear losing political clout in the upcoming delimitation exercise. The current allocation of Lok Sabha seats is based on the 1971 census, a decision made to ensure that states with rapidly growing populations did not dominate parliament. However, critics argue that using 50-year-old data is outdated and does not reflect India's current demographic and economic realities. This has sparked a heated debate about what constitutes fair representation in a country as diverse and complex as India. The anxieties of southern states. Southern states are particularly concerned about the potential loss of Lok Sabha seats. These states have not only controlled population growth but have also made significant contributions to India's economy. Leaders from the south argue that their economic contributions should be factored into the delimitation process, not just population numbers. For instance, K.T. Rama Rao, a leader from Telangana, has advocated for including GDP contributions as a criterion for determining political representation. The fear in the south is that if delimitation is based solely on population, northern states with higher population growth will gain more seats, shifting the balance of power in parliament. This could lead to policies and resource allocations that favor the north, exacerbating regional disparities. Southern leaders have expressed skepticism about the government's assurances, with some accusing it of lacking transparency. For example, Karnataka's Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has called Home Minister Amit Shah's statements untrustworthy, reflecting the deep mistrust surrounding the issue. Several leaders from southern states have voiced their concerns and opinions about the delimitation exercise, highlighting the regional tensions and the need for a fair and inclusive process. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has been one of the most vocal critics of the delimitation exercise. He has called for a national debate on the issue, warning that if delimitation is conducted based solely on population, Tamil Nadu could lose Lok Sabha seats, reducing the state's influence in parliament. Stalin has accused the union government of lying about the impact of delimitation on southern states and has even urged people to have more children to increase political representation. He is leading an awareness campaign on the issue and has convened an all-party meeting to discuss the potential consequences. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has expressed distrust in Amit Shah's claims, suggesting they are either misleading or aimed at creating confusion. He has warned that using the latest population figures for delimitation would severely disadvantage southern states. Citing studies, Siddaramaiah has pointed out that Karnataka and other southern states could see a reduction in their Lok Sabha seats if the process is based on the latest census. He has called for a united front among southern states to oppose the proposed delimitation plan and has demanded clarity on whether the exercise will be based on the 1971 census or updated population data. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has expressed concern about the diminishing demographic dividend in southern states. He has suggested incentivizing families to have more children, reversing earlier population control policies to ensure that southern states do not lose political representation. BRS Working President K.T. Rama Rao has proposed an alternative approach to delimitation, suggesting that financial contributions to the nation, GDP, should be a key factor in determining political representation. He argues that states contributing more to the GDP should have greater political influence, reflecting their economic importance. TDP MP Lavu Sri Krishna Devrailu has called for the delimitation policy to be reworked, emphasizing the need for more consultations with stakeholders to address Andhra Pradesh's concerns. He has stated that Andhra Pradesh should not be penalized for successfully managing its population. Telangana Chief Minister Revant Reddy believes that any attempt to redraw the political map is intended to sideline the southern states. He questions why southern states should be penalized for successful family planning and has called for a fair and inclusive approach to delimitation. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has sought to reassure southern states, asserting that they will not lose any Lok Sabha seats in the delimitation exercise. Instead, he claims their political representation will increase. Shah has stated that the Modi government will ensure no injustice is done to the southern states and that any increase in the number of seats will be distributed proportionately across India. However, his assurances have been met with skepticism by many southern leaders. DMK MP R. Raja has questioned Amit Shah's definition of pro rata, asking whether it refers to the number of constituencies or population. He argues that even retaining existing seats for the south while increasing seats for the north based on population would be an injustice. The language and cultural divide. The delimitation debate is further complicated by cultural and linguistic tensions, particularly in Tamil Nadu. The state has a long history of resisting the imposition of Hindi and has fought to preserve its Tamil language and culture. Many in Tamil Nadu see the potential loss of Lok Sabha seats as a threat to their cultural identity and autonomy. This has led to what some are calling a language war, adding another layer of complexity to an already contentious issue. The case for a multi-factor approach. Given the complexities of the delimitation debate, many experts and leaders are calling for a more nuanced approach to representation. Instead of relying solely on population data, they suggest incorporating other factors such as economic contribution, development indices, and geographic size. This multi-factor approach would recognize the unique strengths and challenges of each state, creating a more balanced and equitable system of representation. For instance, states with higher GDP contributions could be given greater political influence, reflecting their role in driving the national economy. Similarly, development indices such as literacy rates, healthcare access, and infrastructure could be used to ensure that states with better human development outcomes are adequately represented. This approach would shift the focus from purely demographic metrics to a more holistic view of representation. However, implementing a multi-factor approach is not without challenges. Deciding how much weight to give each factor and ensuring that the system is fair to all states will require extensive debate and compromise. Critics also warn that such a system could favor richer states, potentially leaving poorer regions behind. Balancing these competing interests will be crucial to creating a system that works for everyone. Increasing the number of Lok Sabha seats. Another proposed solution is to increase the total number of Lok Sabha seats, allowing states with growing populations to gain more representation without reducing the seats of others. This would be akin to making the pie bigger so everyone gets a bigger slice. While this approach seems straightforward, it raises practical concerns about the manageability of a larger parliament. A significant increase in the number of MPs could lead to inefficiencies and higher costs, making it a less attractive option. The need for a national dialogue. Ultimately, the delimitation debate is about more than just numbers and maps. It is about ensuring that every Indian feels represented and valued in the democratic process. This requires a national dialogue that goes beyond politicians and experts to include everyday citizens from all regions and communities. The process must be transparent, inclusive, and sensitive to the historical injustices that some communities have faced. Empathy and understanding will be key to navigating this complex issue. The goal should be to create a system that uplifts everyone, especially those who have been marginalized. This means recognizing the contributions of all states, whether through population, economic output, or human development, and ensuring that no region feels left behind. Shaping the future of Indian democracy. The upcoming delimitation exercise is a defining moment for Indian democracy. It has the potential to either strengthen the country's democratic foundations or deepen regional and cultural divides. To avoid the latter, India must embrace a holistic and inclusive approach to representation, one that reflects the realities of its diverse and dynamic population. As citizens, it is our responsibility to stay informed, engage in the conversation, and demand fairness and transparency from our leaders. The future of Indian democracy depends on our ability to navigate this complex issue with empathy, creativity, and a commitment to inclusivity. Only then can we build a system that truly embodies the ideals of fairness, equity, and representation for all. The delimitation debate is not just about politics, it is about the kind of country we want to live in. Let us seize this opportunity to create a democracy that works for everyone, ensuring that every voice is heard and every person feels valued. The stakes are high, but so are the possibilities. Together, we can shape a brighter future for India.